Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno as we speak to the one and only Kevin Costner at the UK premiere of Criminal.
Chopper Galley, you are cleared for approach.
Jericho Stewart. He's in and out of prison more than half his life. He's got no impulse control. He's unable to calculate the consequences of his actions. He has a total lack of empathy for anybody or anything. He feels nothing.
I'm wondering, the inner conflict of your character must have been very exciting for you to kind of look into and...
Yeah. Well, one of the things was, I think what is he wasn't conflicted. He was a survivor. And so for you, it might have been conflicting, like, no, Kevin, don't do that. But for him, it was, once he understood what was at stake in terms of how people were approaching him, he became the criminal. So a lot of people say, you know, do you go to the dark side with that? I said, no, you go to what you know. And to other people, it appears dark, but to that person, it's a perfectly normal response and survival. I think maybe the charm of it is, maybe that's a bad word for watching him, but there are times you actually smile at him when maybe you think you shouldn't be smiling. You know, there's times when you actually empathize with him more than other people in the film that you think probably you should.
When you're preparing for a part like this as well, you've already got the backstory presented to you, so what more could you have added to that to bring to the part?
The look was not described, and the severity of the injuries in his head from being operated on were not as. It was important for me that the audience, every time they saw me, understood not only who I was, but that I was in an extreme amount of pain, that you couldn't absorb that. If you did, then all of a sudden people catch you being in the movie, and we already had a high hurdle to get over where our premise was concerned anyway, which was memory transfer. So it was important for me to go, okay, this is what I'm going to play. I'm going to play like my head's coming off me, and in the meantime, there's people that are bugging me, and those that do, he deals with them in a certain way. So there's a level of humor that comes out of the criminal. I think people smile a lot more and actually laugh a little bit at him. Maybe you're quietly embarrassed that you rooted for him or something.
You know who I am?
My head.
Your name is Bill Pope. You're an intelligence officer with the CIA. Your daughter's name? Emma. Your wife? Jill, huh?
Can we ask what attracted you to this story?
The story itself, the story and the filmmaker, Ariel Vromen. I feel like this is such an original, unique story that deals with memories and emotions, and it has so much into it. And also, of course, the amazing ensemble cast that we have on this project, and it was such a privilege to work with them.
Jan Stroop, Dutch programmer. He needed protection. Remember? You got him to the safe house. Where did you put him? That is all we need to know.
It feels very much like a modern-day Frankenstein story. Is that how you saw it?
Well, there's definitely an influence from that. I don't know if Frankenstein will appreciate that because he was dead and he just gained life. You know, Jericho is alive and he's mean and he's violent and he's, I guess, I don't know. He's a real psychopath, you know? So now what happened when you're taking that person and you insert him new DNA almost, and our emotions and our feelings and our existence is based on memories. So if you have that, can we do it, if basically science is existent and this really can happen, what if we can do it to anybody else that we're not a fan of trading our lives? Can we change them? Can we change our perspective? So I think that was the main core of why I did this movie. I don't know if that was even the question anymore.
No, it's a lovely answer anyway. You're working with actors as well that we've never seen them in this, how we're seeing them in this film before. So was that an exciting prospect for you to bring that out of these people?
Well, I guess I like to do that because by itself it creates some kind of an originality. You know, you say you put Kevin outside the westerns and the baseball and you put him in to be a psychopath. That's something new. You're putting Tommy Lee Jones out of the sheriff's position and being a vulnerable professor. That's, you know, you're taking Wonder Woman and you make her sensitive woman. That's different. So yeah, I like to do that.
And you've with the film, you've got science, you've got action, and also there's a human story. So was that difficult to get a balance of that?
Sorry?
To get a balance of all in the tone of the film.
I think that's the toughest part. You know, when you have so much story and you have so much concepts, you know, and you're still trying to make a simple story, you know, about a man that felt love for the first time. But you know what I mean? It's like, you know, like a good salad. You know, it has a lot of ingredients, but it's all about the sauce.
I need you to remember.
I don't remember nothing.
Exciting evening for an exciting film.
Very much so. I actually already saw the film when I was in LA, and it's phenomenal. I hope you guys like it.
What was it when you read the script that drew you to it so much?
Well, it's funny because my director is a friend of mine, and he's always been a fan of my work. And he said, you know what, next time I do a movie, I would love for you to be in it. I said, just let me know when and where. And I was in Marbella. He calls me and said, want to come to London and shoot? And I go, are you kidding me? What are we doing? And he goes, you know, and he just named the cast. And I said, I don't care what it is, just I'm in. And then I read the script, and I got hooked, and I knew I was in something great when, first of all, I have Ariel directing it, and then Kevin Costner as a co-star, and Tommy Lee Jones, and Gary Oldman, and Michael Pitt, and Ryan Reynolds. So again, it's a stellar cast. I just happen to be blessed and happy to be in.
When you're working with heavyweights, really,
Basically,
like
yeah.
you are, what
I just basically sit down and watch and learn. Keep my mouth shut and basically just watch from the best and make it my own.
And with regards to the character that you're playing, when you read for him, what was it that resonated with you?
One of the things is I somehow always end up getting the bad roles. You know, I play the bad boys. I don't know why, and for some reason he's a good guy. So I said, you know what, that drew me right away. I get for the first time, very few times I get to play a good guy. So I right away, and I loved the camaraderie between him and working under Gary Oldman as his protege. So that was a great opportunity. I couldn't say no.
And Ariel seems to be a director as well with a great sensitivity.
Amazing, I mean, a guy who wore his sleeves on his his feelings on his sleeve. There you go. And not only that, just a genuine kind of guy that I am very blessed to have worked and call him my friend.
You don't know me, but I know you.
Who are you?
They stuck your husband in my head.
Why?
They're looking for details that he knew before he was killed.
Scott, Claire, very pleased to meet you. Well, I've actually met you before. It was the Expendables a long time ago.
Okay, yeah.
So
Time flies.
when you're having fun and doing lots of work.
Yeah, I've been busy, very busy.
It's good news.
Yeah, I want to keep busy, yeah. Actually, I need a bit of a break at the moment. It's time to slow down a little bit.
Put your feet up.
Yeah.
And read another script. And what was it about this one when you read it originally that kind of got your teeth into it?
Already kind of knew who the director was and what sort of calibre of actors were going to be in the film, so I think even if the script was bad, I probably would have said yes. But no, I really enjoyed the script. It's a novel idea on a sort of tried and tested genre. And, to join a film with Kevin Costner, Gary Oldman and all these guys, it's Tommy Lee Jones, it's amazing.
You have got some heavyweights there, haven't you? I would think that for somebody like yourself that's still kind of rising, to watch these men at work, there must be so much you can learn from that.
I thought I was going to learn a lot. I thought, wow, Gary Oldman's going to teach me a lot. All I've got to do is pay attention. But unfortunately, he's effortlessly brilliant. And I couldn't really tell you why he's so good. He just is, because he messes about in between takes, does it in a silly accent and whatnot, and then action, bang, turns it on. Just brilliant.
Is that kind of unnerving for you? Because does that almost get you kind of ready to be in the moment almost, because you've just got to react and respond to him, really?
Well, when you're working with an actor who's as brilliant and as powerful as him, it automatically puts you in the moment, because what he's doing is it forces you to not act but react, and be natural in the moment. So they normally bring up the performances of the actors around them.
It's a very exciting environment to be in.
Massively, and tonight it's all good stuff.
Absolutely. And with regards to the character that you're playing, is there something that you were able to bring to him that you may not have done that with other parts before?
Not really. I've played a similar part like this a few times before. Again, it was just working with these actors and being able to be a part of telling the Ariel story. And Ariel's a great director as well, and it was a pleasure to work with him. And just happy to be involved and looking forward to seeing the movie.
Is it interesting the scientific elements of this film as well? Because I do believe that these kind of tests are actually going on. This isn't just being made up, is it, for a story?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. Is it really that far down the line?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah,
with sheep.
So you could put my mind in somebody else's mind. I'm not sure they'd want that. My mind's pretty messed up, to be honest. But I think maybe it's interesting that they could possibly do that in a few years, do you think? But I'm not sure that they should.
No, I think
I don't
they should
know.
leave well alone, really.
Yeah. I think we're getting it's getting a bit too crazy.
Absolutely, we'll keep it to a story instead.
Yeah.
Having your man in my head made me feel things. Right. Wrong.
Can you feel what Billy felt?
He loves you so much.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm very good. Very excited.
Well, I can imagine a great film and a great script. What was it when you first read it attracted you to it?
Well, the whole story is very interesting, and I knew about I felt what Ariel can do, and I was right. I've seen the movie, and I'm very happy.
And what was it about the character that you connected to, that you wanted to play him so much?
I'm a kind of bad guy. I'm the chief of the KGB grab team, and I'm doing some bad stuff.
What kind of research did you have to do about that, or was everything that you needed to know in the script?
It's everything was included in the script, and of course this can be changed during the shooting, nothing to change. It was good.
And what was it like working with Ariel? Because I imagine he's a director that brings a lot out of actors.
Yeah, Ariel, he did the Iceman. I was impressed about what he can do, and also you can see his talent and his imagination, and I guess he will be so strong in the next 2 years. He is one of the top ones, but he will be like one of the first ones. I'm confident that he's going to be this way, and I can see, and I know some of his next projects. So
exciting times ahead then.
Yes, of course.
Thought they knew what they'd get, but they were wrong.